Unfold on the show has kind of unfortunately been my pattern. It's kind of been a lot of men that just are refusing to get ready. They know, like, you are the perfect girl for me. You are exactly what I need. And then they'll tell me, I'm going to get ready. I'm going to do this. I want this, blah, blah.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book 91. We're going to be breaking down this particular video for you. Today it's about breaking the patterns of toxic behaviors. You just saw AD there talking on her interview and saying that, you know what, Clay is a representative of the pattern of men that she has chosen in her past. If there's a pattern of behavior, eventually you got to do something different to get a different output. And if this is a pattern that you keep experiencing, then you're the problem. As much as the other people who keep showing up not ready, it's not about them being ready. It's about you being able to prepare for the right type of person and making sure that you're putting the right energy out there and also choosing correctly. Because AD chose Clay. It wasn't like he came out of the blue and, surprised her. She chose Clay. And so that means we have to have a real conversation about breaking patterns. Are you somebody who keeps choosing somebody who isn't ready? If that is the case, we got to have a larger conversation. Why is it you keep choosing people that are not ready? And oftentimes that means emotionally unavailable. Or why do you keep being a ride or die? And she's gonna express that in a few minutes' time, and we'll bring that on there too. And we want to talk about both these things. So if you're somebody who's experiencing choosing men or women that aren't ready, then this is going to be the video for you. And we're going to break it down as to why you're actually there. And a quick summation of that is that when it comes to choosing people and they're not ready, it is because more time that you yourself are not emotionally available. And because you're unwilling to let go of the story you have implanted in your mind about the other party. Especially in this case, we know that with AD and Clay, Clay told her that he wasn't ready, but she wanted to believe that he was ready because he did kind of say it too. So which one was it? Was he not believing? Was he believing? The Bible says, you can't have it's to have a forked tongue, to have blessings and curses at the same time. It's not where you want to be. An unstable man is somebody who has double-minded ways. So you have to be set on a way and go with it. Why is it you're willing to choose somebody who's double-minded? Why are you willing to choose somebody who gives you this love but doesn't want to commit to you? It is because you're willing to choose somebody who is unstable, and you're willing to choose somebody who's willing to give you a piece of what you want, and you're willing to choose somebody who will give you a part of what you need, and you are satisfied with that because you're willing to buy into the lie.
Blah, blah, and string me along, and I believe it because I'm in love. And then boom. When it's time to like put the action behind it, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm not ready for this. I don't know what you thought this was. And I'm like, oh, I thought it was what you told me.
Right, exactly.
So
exactly. And well, I feel like I can relate to you so much because we're both Scorpios.
Okay.
When's your birthday?
November 4th.
Okay, I'm October 25th. We have guests from Scorpios in the room, fellow Scorpios in the room, Scorpios all around. So do you know anything about Scorpios?
I know me. I know me.
Well, it's a fixed sign.
Yeah.
So we are ride till the wheels fall off types of people. Like
100%.
I need to see it burst in flames.
And then when the wheels fall off, I'll get out and I'll push it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
What a shame.
Out of the mouth of AD herself, she tells you herself, I'm a person that when the car bursts into flames, I'm even going to continue pushing it. What's that got to do with the other person? That's all to do with you. If you're somebody who has a pattern of choosing the same type of people, you are the one who needs to look at themselves. You are accountable for your own life. And therefore, whatever actions you're putting forth is bringing you to a place that you're in right now. Let's talk patterns first and foremost, right? Patterns. What is patterns? It is a repeated decorative design. It means to repeat in a predictable manner. It means predictable set of events, behaviors, mannerisms, or to model. Right? And a lot of times what we don't realize is we are modeling a type of behavior due to a pattern of behaviors that's happened to us. So maybe in a childhood, and we can talk about this, abandonment issues, right? And so in your way of surviving the abandonment issues is you've learned how to survive by clinging on, by holding on, by trying to do as much as you can to prove to that person that you're worthy of their love. You do as much as you can to heal them. You do as much as you can to save them. You ride and you die, because what you're trying to prove is the lie is not a lie anymore. You are no longer that person who's unlovable. You're no longer that person who isn't wanted. You're no longer that person who isn't seen or heard. And you're trying to rewrite history, and it's forcing you into a survival mode to try and rewrite history of what you experienced. And the problem is that now you are patterning a behavior. It's causing you to now also focus your thought process and your filter system in how you choose somebody. How can it be that AD can go on a show and still pick the same type of man? Sometimes they say the universe, but I'm a God person, I love Jesus. God will allow you to put yourself in a place to learn a lesson that you haven't learned before. All right. It's modeled behavior that you've learned how to survive with in order not to be hurt anymore. The problem is you're going to hurt some more. Right. Okay. So talking about this pattern of behavior when it comes to picking men that are not ready to commit. Men that are not ready to commit to you exhibit behaviors of emotional unavailability oftentimes. I say often because not always, all right? So someone like Clay, I spoke about this a lengthy video already, I'm not going to do too much of this, was struggling to emotionally connect with AD, right? He had issues when it came to connecting. And so if he had issues with connecting and she taught him how to connect in a particular way, right? Then she's choosing somebody who's not available emotionally. And the reality is, when you choose people that are not emotionally available, it's because you're not available emotionally, because you are connecting with a facade that they are putting on. That person has a facade of a story of a supposed emotional connection, and you are connecting with the facade, which means you don't know what an authentic emotional connection is either, because you couldn't tell the real from the fake. Patterns of behavior. You are used to that familiar energy of a facade and a story to sell you that you keep buying into. So the only way to break those patterns is to change the input. We have to deal with the root. We'll get there in a second. We're not there just